Casey, and I have a crush on food. And today I have a crush on cheesecake. And I'm going to do something that I haven't yet done, and that is make something on camera for the very first time. I've never made this recipe before. That looked really good, and it's a no-bake cheesecake, so it sounded kind of easy. We are going to a big family event today, and I am in charge of dessert, which makes me very happy, which is weird because I'm a dietitian. But let me just say, the dietitian part of me, if you are going to make a cheesecake, please take it to a place where there's going to be lots of people. Because cheesecake is not a health food, but you should enjoy it in small amounts. Okay, now let's make something delicious and bad for us. First we're going to make the crust, and the crust looked interesting because it has graham crackers and these amaretto cookies, which I could not find at my regular supermarket. I had to go to a little specialty food place, but that's what they look like. And I've already pulsed them in the food processor. So about 20 of those, and about 3/4 cup of graham cracker crumbs, which you can buy in a box, or if you want, you can break up about 4 whole graham crackers. Just put them in a bag and beat them up with something. And then we're going to add 5 tablespoons of butter that I've already melted. I have the oven preheated to 350 degrees, and we're going to bake this for about 10 minutes. So just mix it to where the butter is coating all of the crumbs. We're going to put it in the springform pan and just press it down on the bottom. Just kind of should all stick together pretty good because of the butter, and should be pretty easy to press down. I usually make, once a year, I make a cheesecake, and it's one that you bake, and I'm still kind of perfecting that one. But this has 3 cheeses in it. It has cream cheese, it has ricotta, and it has mascarpone. I'm not exactly sure how you say that. But I have never, it's the cheese that you put in tiramisu if you were going to make tiramisu. I have never tried it by itself, but something wonderful happened in my mouth when I did. It's delicious. And on the package it says you could put it on bread with jam or honey. That would be delicious. Okay, so you can see I pressed it all down. I'm going to stick this in the oven, and then we'll get moving on some of the other ingredients. So the crust is in the oven, and the recipe says to put 1 teaspoon of unflavored gelatin over 2 tablespoons of water and let it dissolve and sit and soften. I've never used gelatin before, so another first for me. We'll see what happens. Okay, so while that's softening and our crust is baking, we're going to whip up 3/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. So I've got my mixer here, and you can put the bowl and the whisk in the freezer for a few minutes before you use it, and that helps the cream to whip up faster. And make sure your cream is nice and cold. So make sure your mixer's in the right position, and just put it on high. So the cream has been whipped, and you can see it's nice and stiff is what they say. So I'm going to stick this in the fridge so that we can keep it cold while we're doing the rest of our ingredients. And the rest is easy, so we're almost done. Alright, so I took the crust out of the oven and just let it cool on a rack while you're finishing the rest of the ingredients. And so now we're going to mix all the cheeses together. I have 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, and I have 3/4 cup of ricotta. Yum. So we're going to beat these together with sugar, half a cup of sugar, and just a pinch of salt, which is like, I don't know, 1/8 of a teaspoon or less. And just so you know, I don't have a paddle attachment. I have this whisk one, but the paddle attachment would be better than the whisk, but the whisk does a fine job. Just kind of have to manipulate it a little bit more, stop it sometimes, and use a spatula to get everything moving. So we're going to mix this at high speed until it's all blended. It's about 5 minutes. So I'm going to start that. All right, so we got the cream cheese and the ricotta and sugar all beaten up. And now I'm going to add the mascarpone cheese. That is a 1/4 cup of that, and a 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice. So we're going to mix that together, which shouldn't take long. So now we're going to add the gelatin, which we let soften, and before you add it, you have to microwave it for about 5 seconds, and it gets kind of liquidy, kind of melts a little bit. So we're going to add that in here, and then turn on the mixer yet again and beat that up. So do that. So we're done with the mixer, and we're going to fold in the whipped cream that we whipped up earlier. Very gently. You want to make sure that you keep it nice and fluffy. So just kind of gently stir it till it's all in there. And the crust is ready, cooled off. This has to sit in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. So make sure that you plan accordingly. Much less time than baking a cheesecake, I will tell you that. So, there we go. That looks good. Okay. So, the crust is brown. Doesn't look that much different than when we put it in the oven, but... Okay, here we go. Dump all that on top of the crust. And smooth it out real nice so it's all even on the top. You could probably put fruit on top of this when it's all done if you wanted to kind of make it look pretty. Alright, I'm going to stick this in the fridge, and in a few hours we'll have cheesecake. Alright, so we're on location, and here's my cheesecake. Almost half of it's already